First of all, I want to apologize. There's definitely 100% people I've missed, okay? So this is the tier list of my community. Now, there's a lot of people within my community that are not featured on this list simply just because I haven't played with you enough to get an opinion. It's basically like all the Warzone players in my community ranked from best to worst. So S is best, D is worst, and then I'm going to put it in order of like who I think's best in those tiers as well. So this is just my personal opinion. People are going to disagree with my opinions, and I'm also going to get some of them wrong simply because there's a lot of people on this list that I haven't played with in a while. So, okay, let's start. So we're going to start with the really obvious ones, okay? Ads is S tier. Like, there's no way, I don't even need to explain it. And for anyone that doesn't know him, he has 1,000+ wins, and he just literally drops 30 bombs for fun. So he's S tier. I'm going to sort the order of the tiers out after. I'm just going to put everyone into their tiers I think they're in, and then we'll sort out the order of like who's best in what tier. So Ads is S tier. Baz is S tier. No doubt. I've played with this guy for ages. Most of you guys know him. He's just mental. So he's S tier. Easy. Bino, S tier. Easily S tier. He was A tier for a while. And then he started playing with better players, and playing with better players makes you a better player, and he's S tier. Easy. Ben, D tier. He's literally like a 0.8 KD. We all know Ben here. We all know Ben here. He's a mod, and he's probably like, apart from Baz, probably the most useless mod I've ever seen in my life. So Ben, if you're in here, you're fucking D tier. You're literally bottom of the list. Like, you are bottom of the food chain. Bottom of the food chain, okay? Bleeps. Baz, I agree with Baz on this. Baz yesterday put him on an A tier, okay? Bleeps is A tier. He is like on the verge of being S tier. I've only played with him a couple times, but yeah, I agree with Baz is the sort of like verdict on it yesterday. He's A tier. He just fucks people up so much, but I just haven't seen him on the level of like Ads, Baz, Bino, where like if you have one of these guys in your team, like they just change the whole game for you. Cal. Now Baz put him in B tier yesterday, and then had me in B tier with him. And in my opinion, Cal's like, he's on PlayStation 4. He's A tier for me, and if he gets a PC, he could potentially push for S tier. Easily he could push for S tier. But for now, he's A tier. Chase. I love Chase. I absolutely love Chase, you know. He has really good comms. I love, like, I was telling him yesterday that like if when you're spawning into a game and you're about to drop, most people would just be like, right, let's drop like super, let's drop train. Chase will like, no, well, let's drop train, because if we land train, we will get the money, we will get a loadout. He literally describes the whole plan of the game. He describes like what you're gonna do, why you're gonna do it. He's fucking yeah, I love Chase. In terms of like his gameplay and stuff, I'm gonna say B, because he's definitely not a C, and I think he's not as good as like Cal or Bleeps. So he's a solid B. I'd say he's a B. Danes, I'd say he's also a B. I'd say Cal and Bleeps are better. Danes is a solid B too. Most of these are going to be quite similar to what Baz put yesterday. Danes is a B tier. I would be tempted to push him up the A because his vibes are so good, but we're basing this just on gameplay as well. So yeah, Danes is B, a solid B. Dale stopped playing for a while, so I would have said when Dale was playing all the time, he was solid A, but he stopped playing for ages, so I don't know what he's like now. So he possibly drops down to B, but nah, I have to keep him at A just because I know how good he is. So he has to stay in A tier. And he's just as good as Bleeps and Cal, so Dale's an A tier for me. Big Mac Daddy. Big Mac Daddy. I can't say that he's as good as Bleeps, Cal, and Dale, but he's definitely not. Again, it's similar to like Chase and Dane's, definitely not C tier. So I'm gonna put him as a solid B as well. As I say, a lot of people are gonna disagree with all of this because my standards are probably a bit too high too. Davey, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry, Davey. I love you, but Bleeps, Cal, and Dale are just different level. You're definitely up there near like the top sort of mid B though, and B's not bad rank at all. That's solid as fuck. That is solid as fuck. If you're getting like C and D, that's when you've got like a lot of improvement to make. But like B, S to B's, like there's barely any difference between S and B. The difference between an S player and a B and A player is game sense, in my opinion. Yeah, top sort of mid B. Yeah, Kieran. Yeah. But yeah, Davey's going to be raging at me now. B for the Blues, you know. Davey's never going to play with me again now. Okay. MV next. So, I want to put MV in D tier because he's a negative fuck. All he does is complain. All he does is complain. If I say I'm going to push somewhere, he's like, well, that's actually a stupid push, okay? If I play with like Baz or Bino or Bleeps or Cal or Dale and I say I'm going to do a push and it's literally the worst push in the entire game, they fucking back me on it and we smoke the whole lobby. Okay? But no. MV's just a negative bitch. But at the same time, his negativity gives him good game sense. So because he has good game sense, he has to be minimum B. I don't think he's quite A tier again. I don't think he's like Dale, Cal, Bleeps level, but he's definitely solid B. Definitely solid B. Yeah. So, Epilepsy. Now, I haven't played with you a lot. I haven't seen you play in any of your tourneys or anything yet. But from what I've heard of the tourneys, you pop off. And then you pop off when you play on me too. Now, this isn't really your fault. I think you're like pushing S tier. The only thing that lets you down is your fucking ping. So I'm going to put you as a solid A. You're in A tier for sure. And if once you get out of fucking Guam and get back to NA or like EU or whatever, you're pushing S tier for sure. But for now, you're an A. You're an A tier. And again, no particular order. App, you're an A. Feza, D. Easy. Feza, D. Feza's just a D tier. He's literally with Ben and yeah, they're just D tier. If Finn's in chat right now, Finn knows. These guys literally like, you watch them play and you're thinking, what in the fucking 0.6 KD is this absolute shit I'm watching right now? Did you see the TikTok I put up of like your friend getting carried in a game and it's like Olaf at the end screen of Frozen and it's like, well done, and like the sun rising and it's the scoreboard, and on the scoreboard it's Ben at the bottom of it with 0 fucking kills, and all the rest of us on like 16 17 kills. Fran, the lobby, and he's on 0 kills and we win the game and he's like, yo lads, well done, great win. He's literally like, he's there just for the vibes. They're funny as fuck. In terms of comedy, S tier. Ben and Fez, S tier comedy, but D tier gameplay. Finn, I'm gonna put him on a B as well. I think like the likes of MV, Dane's Chase are better than Finn. Finn could potentially push A tier, to be fair, if like the way I've been hearing he's been playing. I haven't played with him a lot recently, but he's playing with like taps and stuff now, and they're Fran lobbies. But yeah, Finn, if you're in here, you're a solid B. Pretty sure Finn's AFK, so I don't think he is in here. But yeah, Finn, you're a solid B. Good vibes, good teammate, good gameplay, but just lacks that, same as myself, lacks the game sense to be able to push A and S. Bacon, now Bacon, if he's not high as shit, he's probably like a solid C. When he's stoned the fuck and you have to listen to his absolute bullshit, He's easily a like top D. I'm gonna put you in C, Bacon, because I know you're actually not. You're definitely not as bad as Fez and Ben. You're definitely nowhere near as bad as Fez and Ben. Bacon, when you're stoned, you're D. When you're stoned, you're D tier. But I think it speaks volumes the fact that Fez and Ben, if they're sober, they're the same as you playing when you're stoned. So you're a C. I'm going to put you in C tier. Yeah, I'm going to put you in C tier because I know you're actually not as bad as Ben and Fez, but you're just stoned too much. You really need to stop smoking when you play Warzone, okay, bro? You need to stop it. Hoover. So, if anybody in here is a fan of my rage tages on YouTube, you'll know the special guest here. He's definitely S tier for his fucking screaming. If S meant scream, he is literally top of the list. Like, no one beats him. The volume on that guy is crazy. He's a screamer. I haven't, like, I'm sorry if you're here, Hoover. I don't know if you're top C or bottom B. You're definitely a lot better. You're definitely a lot better than Bacon, but all these guys are better than you. I'm gonna put you like bottom B because I think C's way too hard because like you have over a 2 KD, and I think maybe just the fact that it's so funny when you fucking scream. Yeah, you're a B tier. Luke. So S tier for my thumbnails. He makes my thumbnail, so he has to be an S for that, right? Luke is, I'd say Luke is C tier too, because he's definitely again nowhere near as bad as Ben and Fez. Yeah, Luke's nowhere near as bad as Fez and Ben. Jesus. Yeah, I'd say Luke's a C. Luke's a C. Moving on. You probably don't know these guys too much. I played a lot of Warzone with these guys, sort of like the start of the game. I'd say they're both solid Bs. They've won tournaments against like they played in like the last Slicksta showdown, or no, the first Slicksta showdown, and yeah, they've done pretty well in that, and I'm pretty sure they've placed like third in Envy's tournament too. So like they've been in a couple of community tournaments and they've done well. I think they would maybe push for A if they played a lot more Warzone, but they play a lot of Cold War wagers now and like league play, so they focus a lot on that. They would push A tier if they played Warzone more, but they're more focused on Cold War now. So yeah, Tax D tier. Literally, he's worse than Ben and Fez together. Like, if you put Ben and Fez in a bedroom and then like it's humanly possible for them to make a baby, Big Tax pops out. And he's also bottom D because he talks so much shit as well. You'd think he's the best player in the world, and then you actually see him play, and it's literally like he's literally bottom of the list. No, I've only played with Tax a couple of times when I was running with Baz, and he was hard carried. No, Tax is C tier. I would be tempted to put him in D tier, actually, like top D. He's definitely like bottom C, because Bacon and Luke are both better than him, I'd say. They would beat him in kill races. But Fez and Ben, like, they just set the bar of how fucking shit you can be in the at the game. I'm tempted to put him bottom C, but I think top D is actually more realistic, if I'm being honest. So I'm going to put him there, and at least he can say he's top of something, you know. Lens of Facts S tier. I've played with Lens a good bit recently now, like even just in sub games and stuff, and I watch him enough to know he's S tier. The guy's just fucking nuts. He does stupid stuff on the game. He literally just hits snipes. He has no right to hit. His movement's just insane. He would not agree that he's S tier, but he's S tier. Is KD only tells half a story, and his KD is similar to all these guys, like 3+, but his movement and stuff just takes him another level compared to these guys. He's definitely S tier for sure. Like, he could run about in solos and drop 30 bombs in solos. I've seen him do it before. He's fucking nuts, and he's a really good teammate, really good vibes, really good comms. Definitely S tier. Again, we're going to go through the order of all the tiers after, but Lens is definitely 100% S tier. Mason is like, I say S tier. Some people would say A tier. I'd say he's S tier, just for the comms. Yeah, we love S tier Lens. Mason's like Mason would is like in terms of gameplay. I personally think he's as good as all these guys. All these guys are as good as him, but Mason, like, comms is so huge. People don't understand how much having good comms is. Dale has really good comms too. App has really good comms, but Mason's comms, and he trolls about this all the time. But it's his comms basically may as well be a live ping. He'll tell you where someone is, what they've had for breakfast that morning, what they're gonna have for dinner that fucking night. He's S tier. Just the comms push him from A to S, in my opinion. Gameplay, I think Mason's on the same level as Bleeps, Kyle, Dale, App, but Mason's S tier. Kieran. So, just for that bunny hop alone yesterday in the gulag, and the fact that you're taking after me, the fact I come into your chat yesterday and you seen my name in chat, okay, and you were just like, right, I need to just bunny hop now because Slick's here and I need to show off my big dick. So he's definitely S tier for that. No, being honest, yeah, I'd say like you're like top C, pushing B. You're definitely not D. I know you're trolling. You're like top C, and being on console lets you down a lot. Like, I think that's a big thing. Being on console, like the FOV lock, you feel so slow when you get a PC. I'm baking a vouch for this because he's recently just switched from console to PC, and when you bump the FOV up and everything, you're not actually faster, but you feel faster. And when you feel you're doing something better, you usually do it better. So I'd say if you were on PC and your sort of in-game decision making improved a bit more, you'd definitely be pushing. You'd be pushing up to sort of like the bottom of B. But yeah, I'd say like your C, because I've seen you do shit that like B players would do, and like the bunny hops and stuff you'd hit. So yeah, I'd say like you're solid C, pushing B in future possibly. Console pleb for life. Rez is A, pushing S. I haven't seen him do nutty stuff on a consistently as Ads, Baz, Beano, Lens. That's solid enough, Kieran, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, like Ads, Baz, Beano, like Lens, all those guys, Mason, the reason why they're S tier is because not only are they doing like stuff that it's just unbelievable to watch, like stuff you have no right to be doing, but they're doing it consistently too. So Rez is capable of what they do, but he just doesn't do it as consistently. So he's a solid A. I'm not. It's going to be so hard to put all these guys in order, though. Really hard to put all these guys in order. But Rez is definitely a solid A. And he has a big love muscle too as well. If he's in here, he has like the biggest love muscle. If anyone could put exclamation mark Rez in the chat, even Lightbot will admit it too. You know. So yes, Rez, you're an A. You're an A tier. Ronan, don't know if you're in here or not, bro. I'd say you're on the same level as like Kieran. I've seen you do stuff that B tier players do. I really don't know if he's in here or not, like, but this is going to be on YouTube. This is going on YouTube as well, so we'll you'll see it on YouTube too if you miss it here. Ronan's C tier. He's on the same level as like Kieran. He does stuff that B tier players do, but just nowhere near consistently. I think Kieran's a lot closer to B tier than Ronan, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm not basing this on KD or anything either. You could come in and say like, well, this guy has like a much higher KD than this guy. I don't even know who has like higher KD between them, but KD like means fuck all. So yeah, Ronan, I'd say you're like C tier, solid C tier. But there's a bit of work for you to push to B. But he switched to PC now, so this is just my personal opinion, Kieran. I mean, from what I've seen of you and what I've seen when we're playing together, yeah, this is just my personal opinion. There's no bias whatsoever. Sean, I haven't played with Sean in a while, to be honest, and I see he's doing tourneys and stuff now, so I don't know if he's got better. He's definitely as good as Davey, and he has about the same consistency. Maybe Davey's a little better. Maybe Davey's a little better, to be honest, in my opinion. But Sean's definitely like, I think he's B. C would be too harsh, way too harsh. He's definitely a B for sure. Sean just loves the troll, and I respect it. I'm the exact same. I respect it so much. You'll be halfway through a game, and you should be sort of setting up your rotations at that stage to try and win the game, and like playing as a team and Fran as a squad. But when me, Sean, like all of us play together, we're basically like 1v4 in teams and then dying and then screaming at the game because we're dying and it's bullshit. But it's like, it's our fault because we're pushing off 1v4 in teams, so he just doesn't give a fuck. Yeah, so Sean's B tier. He's definitely not C tier. He's definitely not A tier. It's gonna be so fucking hard to put this all in order. But Sean's a solid B. Solid B. Taps, I've played with him a decent amount. I'd say he's probably pushing A tier, to be honest. He's fucking nutty. The best person that will actually be able to like describe him to me is Finn, because Finn's been playing with him a lot recently, and the way he's been describing Tap's gameplay, like you'd push him in the A, but based on what I've seen and what I've seen when I've played with him, he's a lot better than me. He's a lot better than like a lot of people on this B tier list. So he's like up sort of near the top of B, I'd say. Pushing A tier. Definitely pushing A tier. But for now, he's like a solid like top B. And then we'll obviously put all these in order after. You think Taps is A tier? See, Mason, I know that's what I'm saying. Like Finn's been saying A tier as well recently. But I haven't played with him recently. I'm not saying he's not A tier because I don't think he's A tier. It's just the fact I haven't played with him recently. The last time I played with him, he was like, he's definitely better than a lot of people on B tier. But I feel like Rez, Bleeps, Cal, and stuff are a lot better. But as I say, yeah, Finn's in here now. Finn's saying easy A tier. Mason's saying easy A tier. Yeah, he's cracked. Yeah. Honestly, I am tempted to push him up to the A because he's definitely like top B for me. I know I haven't put this in order yet, but I'd say he's like top B for me. But I'm only saying B because I thought all these guys were better. But maybe he's like bottom A. I don't think he's better than anybody here. But he's definitely a lot better than all these guys. So maybe bottom A. Okay. So Valka. Don't know if he's in here or not. Haven't played with Valka in a while. He sort of went like fucking AWOL. So he has. He's definitely up here with all these guys. He's definitely on this level for sure. He's like a 3+ KD. He fucking fries. He does nutty stuff all the time and pretty consistently too. But he's again nowhere near as nuts as any of these guys. Is he a 2.93? Did it drop, Finn? He was definitely 3 KD plus before. Valka's good vibes when you play with him. He's definitely B tier. Don't know whereabouts in B tier. We'll decide that after. But yeah, I'm gonna put Valka in B tier. I think Valka's like a solid B. Tacker T. It's time. Tacker. I think he's S tier just because he's that fucking, his vibes are that good, you know? His vibes are just that fucking good. No, all seriousness. You, Tacker, you would probably, if you're being 100% honest, you would say C tier. You would say C tier. I'm going to put you bottom B. And the only reason I'm putting you bottom B, you're capable of being like up near like my level, like sort of like I'm not ranking myself in this list, but I know I'm sort of like in around this level with these guys. And Tacker, you're definitely capable of being up there with them. The only thing that let you down, and Baz said it yesterday, is you fucking use SPR Kali sticks all the time. What is it with the SPR Kali sticks, bro? What is it? I want like why? Why do you do it to yourself? It just seems painful. It looks painful. It's fun. It's fun, bro, but it is fun. Okay, I'll give you it. Okay. It's fun. I respect it, Tacker. I respect it. Tacker likes playing the drums, exactly. Do 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 do. Yep, with the Kali sticks. He's just drumming people's cheeks with those fucking Kali sticks. Bop, 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 bop. Clapping cheeks around for a dance with the Kali sticks. Yeah, Tacker. Trying super hard. It's already hard. Yeah, I get that. Sultan, he insists to use SPR and Kali sticks to practice quickscopes. Yo, the quickscopes are fun though. I understand it to an extent because Tacker, when you hit one of those shots with a sniper, it's so satisfying and you get good content out of it. So I do get it. At the end of the day, Tacker, you're like primarily a content creator. So you're not trying to like push for like your PR and like all that sort of stuff. And yeah, so Tacker, your movement's cracked, your shots cracked. You actually are insane at the game. Like your keyboard and mouse movement and like your skill level is up there. Like you're fucking a really good player. And I reckon you could push further if you wanted to, if you used anything but SPR Kali sticks. Or even just like a car far class, like a load of people, like Lens uses car far all the time and he's insane with it. He's absolutely insane with it. So even if you got used to that, or like even an SPR far, and just got sweaty every once in a while, because I like, as much as I love being in your stream and watching the vibes and watching you fuck around and everything, yeah, I'd be interested to see how you'd get on with like an AMAX Mac, like actually just go proper sweaty for one stream and see how you get on. I don't know what your AR shot would be like, because all you do is snipe now. Do you think, I don't know what anyone else thinks in here, but do you think that would have, like, he would struggle to use an AMAX because he's so used to the sniper? Or do you think this Tacker's that skill level he could just fry if he wanted to? No, I'm not sure. Yeah, we don't know what your AR shot is, but if you used it enough and got used to it, I think you could push into like the mid to high B for sure. And then, yeah, last one. We've actually flew through this now. So Zoltan, I thought Baz was really harsh with you yesterday, I'm not gonna lie. I think you're pushing A tier, to be honest, bro. Like, you're nutty. But I'm gonna be like being realistic, like 100% realistic, you are B tier. But me personally, like my experience of playing with you, your team, like you're literally one of the best teammates to play with. Like Baz said it himself yesterday, you're a great fucking team player. There was a game that we were playing last week and he was at the top of a mountain. I'd get down by a guy at the bottom of a mountain in a house. I was literally like 1 HP away from dying, like, because I was down already. And he flies down the mountain, kills the guy, reses me, runs straight back up the mountain with me, drops plates. I think Carl yesterday in Baz's chat said, if you couldn't have kids, he would fuck your wife just so you could have kids. Sultan is like, if anyone in here watches football, he's like the N'Golo Kante of the team, like the Wilfred Ndidi. He's just one of the best teammates you ever play with. He's great vibes. We all love Zoltan. If you don't like Zoltan, you're banned. Okay. So that's like all the tiers sorted. Sorry if I missed anybody. Right. So we're gonna go through like the specific ranking of the tiers now. So Tax, Feza, and we're gonna go bottom to top. Okay. Bottom to top. So we're gonna go Tax is top D, and then it's Finn. Finn, what do we do with these two? Finn, what do we do with these two? Fuck's sake. Finn, what the fuck do we do with these two? Help me out here. Who's worse? Who's worse? Honestly, maybe Fez just has a little bit better gun skill. just from that one game. Yeah, I was talking about that game earlier. Just for the game where he got 0 kills and says, "Well done, guys, great fucking win." You're literally sitting on 0. How do you win a game with 0 kills? Like, how is that actually possible if you're not aiming to get 0 kills? 0. No, he didn't have 0 damage. No, he had like 150. Okay, you can't take that away from him. Yeah. Yeah, he had 0 damage until the last circle. Then he got 150 damage. Oh, fucking Ben. Poor Ben. Yeah, so I think that's the order. I think that's the order of the D tier. Ben actually has a higher KD than Fez now, but as I said earlier, KD only tells you so much. I think Fez has better gun skill than Ben. So yeah, D tier. And then going on to C tier. I know you disagree with me, Kieran. I think you're like up there pushing like lower B. I'm gonna put you top C. You're top C for sure. And then Ronan second. And then I'd say Bacon is better than Luke. So that I'm gonna keep it in this order. So it's Kieran, Ronan, Bacon, Luke. I've played with you enough, but maybe Ronan's. I haven't played with Ronan much since he switched to PC, so maybe he's got like suddenly like cracked. And Davey was telling me a lot that Ronan was like popping off when he was playing with him. But from my personal experience when I play with Ronan, I've never seen him pop off the way like Davey's described. So maybe I just get like sweaty lobbies when he plays with me or something. But yeah, so I'd put it in that order. This is gonna be crazy to put in order, okay? Right. So we're gonna start with who I think's best in B. Again, going back to what Baz's opinion was yesterday, I think he was way too harsh on Zoltan. He had Zoltan like below me and stuff. But I think Zoltan's top B. I love Danes, but I don't play with him a lot to know. Like, I've played like one tourney with him, and like we were all pretty shit in that tournament. I think it was me, Mason, Danes, and Finn, was it? Or Rez? It was one of either Finn or Rez. And like we were all pretty shit. And then I've played, he's great vibes, great teammate, great gameplay. Like he's definitely solid B tier. I'm pretty sure Mason and Baz, if they're still here, I think they've maybe went off to play their tournament. They would probably say he's pushing A tier from what I've heard of them. But like my personal experience playing with him, like I think he's B tier, but I think Zoltan's better. I think Zoltan's like top B tier just because he's that good of a fucking teammate. As I said, like he would literally do anything for you, he would die for you. If it was possible for him to literally take the plates off his body and give you the plates, he would do it. Like he's literally one of the best teammates I've ever played with in my entire life, and his gameplay's sick as well. And he's always there to back you up. But he's just literally one of the best teammates there is in the game. So, in my opinion, Zoltan's pushing A tier, but like all these guys are just like cracked on another level. So yeah, Zoltan's definitely top B. And then Danes would definitely be second to Zoltan for sure. But I still think Zoltan's better. I just think Zoltan's better. And again, this I know Danes has like a higher KD than Zoltan, but that again, it only tells you like half the story in my opinion, maybe not even half. So Danes is second B. And then I'd maybe put MV third. MV, Chase, and Valka are all really close. MV, Chase, and Valka are like ridiculously close. Finn, Sean, and MV is definitely towards the top from past experience. I think Finn and MV are better than Sean. I love Sean, but I think Finn and MV are definitely far better than Sean. What I'm struggling with right now is MV, Chase, and Valka. Chase is underrated. Chase is so underrated. He's a lot better than he's better than Finn's close to Chase too. But I'd say Chase is better. Like comms and everything. Yeah, but it's consistency as well. It comes into it, Dale, you know. But yeah, I know Sean started to play tournaments and stuff. a lot recently, and I don't know how he's been getting on in those tournaments. I haven't actually had the chance to watch any of them because I'm so fucking busy. Yeah, so the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to put MV like third B because I know what he's capable of. But MV's just a big negative fuck. If he wasn't so negative, then he'd maybe push A. Literally everything that comes out of MV's mouth is just negativity. But we love him nonetheless. So, and then I'm going to put Valka above Chase. We're going to put Valka above Chase because Valka is cracked as fuck. Valka is cracked. And he's good vibes. He's definitely really, really good. But at the same time, Valka's fucking loadouts are questionable. See the fucking guns I've seen this guy run? Jesus. Jesus. But he still fries with them. It's really close between Valka and Chase. It's really close between Valka and Chase. I've seen Valka fry more than Chase, so I have to put Valka above Chase. But Chase, like, I've been playing with him a lot more recently. I never really used to play with him a lot, but like he's on in the mornings now with me. So he's joining in the morning streams. And like he's definitely pushing above Valka for me recently. But just based on like what I've seen the whole of Warzone, Valka's fried a lot more consistently than Chase. So I'm going to put Valka above Chase for now. But I definitely think Chase could push ahead for sure. Finn's close to Chase. So I'm going to put Finn here. I'm gonna put Finn here. I think Finn, you're better. You're better than You know what? Actually, Alex and Bartman, like Alex Magic's, Dre's Magic's, like they're fucking nutty at the game, but they just don't play Warzone enough because they're like Cold War sweats now and they're doing league play and all that carry on. So Bartman and Alex, I'd say, are better than you, Finn, but they just don't play enough, so I'd be tempted to put you ahead of them. But again, just based on like previous experience, I'd say these two are probably better, but not by much, not by a lot. And then I'd put Finn, I'd definitely put Finn ahead of all these guys. I would. Finn's just been nutty recently. His KD's been flying up. I said earlier when he wasn't here that he's been playing with better players recently as well, like Taps. I think he's been playing with Ed a lot too. I don't have Ed on this list because I haven't played with him enough to know where to rank him, so it wouldn't be accurate at all. So yeah, Finn, you definitely have potential to push up towards like ahead of MV and Valka, like Danes even. So just keep at it, bro. And then I put Davey. It's kind of close to put like, I think you're better than Davey. Davey probably won't agree with me, Finn, because he has like a higher KD and stuff. But again, KD means fuck all most of the time. So Davies here. Davies better than Sean. Tacker, you're better than Hoover. Tacker, you're far better. I think this is like the order. Moving on, because we've spent ages on that. We're nearly done. Bleeps, Cal, Deal, Ep, Rez, Taps, all in A tier. I'm gonna go like sort of bottom to top on this one because it's gonna be a hard one. I had Taps in top B before, but that was based on my personal opinion. I haven't played with him much recently. Finn and Mason come in and backed him and said like he's definitely cracked as fuck. He's pushing A tier now. He's got a lot better. So I've got him like bottom A. I still think all these guys are better than Taps. So Taps is like bottom A for me. Okay. I'm going to put Epilepsy top of A. Okay. Bleeps, in my opinion, is like also top A. But the reason why I put Epilepsy top A, not a lot of people within my community know Epilepsy. He's really good vibes. He's based in Guam. He's in the Navy. And he has to play on like between 200, 300 ping in tournaments. In fucking tournaments. And he still drops like 20 bombs and stuff on that ping. So he's top A. And he would easily be S tier if he didn't have to play on that ping. And he's really, really good vibes to play with too. Like he's just, you're always on the same wavelength as him. He's just a really solid, good player, good dude, really good dude. So I'm going to put him top A. And the fact he's dropping like games like that on like 300 ping, he's just nutty. I love Epilepsy so much. He's a great guy. And then I would say So Cal will probably disagree with me on this because Baz had Rez A tier and then Cal B tier. I think Cal's better than Rez. I think Cal's better than Rez. Rez is correct as fuck, but Cal just has that like extra game sense. And then he's playing on PlayStation. I cannot emphasize that much. Cal's playing on PlayStation. If he gets a PC, he's pushing S tier. Easy. He's locked at like 50. What's the FOV on PlayStation? Like 60, 70? 60, 70? Nah, Cal's A tier easily. And I think that it's close between Bleeps and Cal. It's really close between Bleeps and Cal. I think Bleeps maybe just edges it, you know? I think Bleeps edges Cal out, but it's very close between them. So, yeah, I think that's the order I'm going to keep it in here. This exact order. So, Epilepsy, I've explained him. Bleeps is cracked as fuck. Our Hungarian prince. We love Bleeps in here. We love him and his big, thick tick mark as well. Twitch partner, you know? And then we've got MCal. I think MCal's just that he's another level to Rez because he's playing on PlayStation and he's still doing the same things Rez would do on like 60 FOV, and it's so hard to do. And then Rez, do you know what? Actually, I would probably put Dale ahead of Rez too because Dale has that extra game sense to him as well. Rez is so cracked, and they're both definitely around about the same skill level, but Dale has that extra game sense, like knowing what to do, when to do it, why. So Dale, I'm gonna say you're better than Rez. I would say that you're probably better than like Bleeps and Cal too. But the only thing that let you down is obviously you took a break from Warzone. If you get back to playing, you could easily like take over all these guys and push in the S tier easily. I love you, bro. So that's the order of A, and then last one, S tier. This is gonna be a melt to clip up. You know, I'm making a YouTube video, but we're gonna do it. So S tier, Ads is easily top of S tier. Baz is really close second. But the fact that Ads has like 1,000+ wins, that he has to be top of S tier. He has to be, and he definitely drops more like consistent 30s than Baz, but Baz and Ads are really close, and I really want to put Baz at top S tier just because I love him so much, and I've been playing. He's a day one. I've been playing with him before I even started streaming, before I got a PC. He's a day one, but I can't let my personal bias get in the way of this. Ads is better than Baz. So yeah, I'm gonna put Ads top and then Baz very close second. And then we're gonna put Bino third. Now I love Lens and he does naughty stuff all the time, but Bino is cracked. Bino was nutty. When I played with Bino when we first started, I didn't know like what sort of tier he'd be at. I would say like maybe A, but he is fucking nuts. The guy just loves it, and he does. Again, he's on PlayStation too, and he's an S tier. He has no right to be an S tier player when he's playing on PlayStation, but yeah, he's S tier easily. And then I'm gonna put Lens here and then Mason here, just because I think Lens's movement's a lot better than Mason's. Mason's comms are like Lens and Mason both have very good comms, and I'd said earlier that I think all these guys here are as good as Mason. Like they're on the same skill level, but Mason, how good his comms are, pushes him in the S tier, and the fact he's like dropping consistent like 20s, pushing 30 and all the time. Yeah, I'd definitely put Mason here, but he's not as good as these guys. I think that's the exact order I'd put all these guys in. That's the final list. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's fair.